our human brain is such a powerful organ, but at the same time, it is basically designed to keep us to survive by means of thinking about the negativity. However, that is not going to help us to succeed in any aspect of our life. Whereas, I'm going to share with you, and also I'm going to share my own personal experience of implementing this one simple hack towards repelling those negative thoughts, because we can't avoid negative thinking, but we can repel the negative thoughts. So stay tuned, listen, and implement that in your daily life as well. Welcome to Pioneer Prosperity Movement. Here, Maddi, your host, in front of you, where I'm going to share with you my own experience and also one simple hack, as I said to you, towards repelling those negative thoughts. So, before heading towards the topic, this is the main topic which I thought of sharing in the first 2 episodes itself, but I thought of delaying it in such a way for a reason that to tune what to share and I ended up being overthinking. That's what I can say. Overthinking. Then one fine day, even yesterday, I thought, why not? Because more and more we overthink, more and more we complicate things, right? And we end up in delaying or procrastinating in what to take an action. So that is why today I decided to record this particular episode, because I have been going through this, I have been doing this, I have been implementing this in my daily practice, this simple hack. And by implementing this daily practice every single day, and I'm just getting that kind of experience and also getting that kind of feeling. And not only that, I can really feel my progression. So today I decided not to delay furthermore, not to procrastinate furthermore, rather bring it forward, bring it in front of you to make you to apply that in your practice as well. And the means of that, we all can able to succeed together by applying this one simple hack. As I mentioned just before in the introduction, that of course our brain is such a powerful organ, right? No one can disagree with that, right? But at the same time, it is a powerful survival organ. It always makes us to look for negativity by means of we think towards negative aspect. But at the same time, those kind of negative thoughts is never going to help us to progress, grow, and succeed in our life, because it will let us to survive but not to live a successful life. So that is where we must take the complete ownership and responsibility to tune that negative thoughts, to repel those negative thoughts by means of this one simple hack. And if you ask me 2 years before, even if I come to know, I haven't applied that, so I say, it's not possible. No, don't bring it to me and all those sort of things. But there is a big transition happen in my life 2 years before, and followed by that, I implement that in my practice. Because nearly for more than 2 decades, I lived that kind of life where without implementing that, my life was in the same level. Even though I just got a little bit of materialistic success, but deep inside me, I know that I can do more than what I can, but still I couldn't able to apply that. Followed by the scared mindset which developed internally and also from externally. And followed by that, I remain within that safe zone. I remain within that comfortable zone. I remain within the familiar zone. And those who are remaining, or those who are living within that comfortable, familiar, safe zone, that is not the zone for a person to grow and progress or succeed in any aspect of their life. For one to succeed in their life, they must step out of that comfort zone. They must step out of that safety zone. They must step out of that familiarity, to embrace that uncertainty, to embrace unfamiliar things without a scared mindset by means of developing more positive thoughts. Because here, the thoughts are so important in our life. You know why? Because the thoughts are going to create the emotions. The emotions creates the feelings, and the feelings creates an action, and that action is going to create the result, the outcome in your life. So thoughts are the base towards creating valuable and positive emotion, positive feeling, and positive action towards making us to become more productive, to grow and progress and succeed in our life. So if we end up in only negative thoughts, either internally or from outside, then we create negative emotion, negative feelings, and negative action. That is not going to really make us to grow, progress, and succeed. It makes us to survive, to stay where we are, but not to succeed in our life. But that's not the life what we are after, isn't it? Yeah. So you are after your successful life, don't you? Right? So that is why here I'm going to bring you the one simple hack. I'm not only sharing this fact, I'm not only sharing this method, but also I applied that, I implemented that in my daily life. So I'm not just forwarding the message to you, because before bringing that message, before sharing that message, I always make sure that I apply that in my real life. And I feel that I experience that, the effect of it, and the means of that, when I get to know, wow, this is really transforming me, transforming my thoughts, my emotions, my feelings, my actions, and I'm progressing and succeeding in all aspects of my life. When I feel that, that is why I'm bringing it to you. So I said two years, right? So long story short. Okay, so yes, if you asked me 2 years before, I wasn't that kind of person at all, So I just spent my time lavishly, and every single day morning when I get up, either during the weekends, if you ask me, that's a different story. I will tell you that very soon. Whereas during the big days, my daily routine is getting up. If it is 8 o'clock work, and just get up by around 6:45, 7:10, something like that. I will up within 7:30. I will have my breakfast. I will just take bath, shower, blah blah blah. Within the 20 minutes, I'll pack in everything, and on the rush to work by 7:30 or 7:15 itself. Somehow I managed to reach by 8 o'clock, and that's how my daily routine will be between the weekdays. And during the weekends, if you ask me, that's totally different story. Totally different story for the past 2 decades. Even though I moved from country to country, it is the same routine weekend. As you all may know, that of course, I was an average person. By Friday night, I start to drink. And then Saturday, I get up at 11 o'clock. And Sunday, I get up at 11 o'clock if there is no work. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm that kind of person. I'm a weekend alcoholic person. Boozer, I mean, what is that? I used to drink a lot. For the past years, I'm not touching the alcohol at all. I'm not drinking at all. So, it's not that I quit, but once after getting to know that it is actually maximizing my potential, I thought of, okay, not to touch that. That's fine. But that's not the story which I'm going to tell you here. But rather, weekends, I usually get up around 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. You know what? With the midday. In the midday. Why not? Because by the Friday night and Saturday night, I used to drink the whole night. And I used to watch 2 or 3 movies. And I'll be in a friend's get together or some party or something like that. And that is how my life was years before for nearly 2 decades. And deep inside me, I felt that I'm not here to just to live that kind of life. I'm here for more. I'm here to do more. I'm here to succeed more in my life. And I'm here to impact and help many more people across the globe. So deep inside me, the voice was shouting at me. And I gradually started listening to it. And by means of that, I just transitioned myself from the full-time jobber to the online entrepreneur. And I started as a side hustle. That's not the story I want to tell you, but why I changed. It means that I started as a side hustle into the online entrepreneurship. And I came to know that the person's productivity can be enhanced by means of this one simple hack. Because, as I said to you, we humans are designed, the human brain is designed for seeking for negativity. And if we let that human brain to master us, then we end up in living a life with a scared mindset, with a fear. And that fear will not make us And that scared mindset will not make us to step ahead, to make a extraordinary decision, to live an extraordinary life, to live a successful life. It will make us to remain where we are and make us to drift around and stuck. We might get possibly here and there some materialistic success, but that is not all. That is also not called a success. Some materialistic benefit here and there. But that kind of fearful mindset, scared mindset, it will not let us to make an extraordinary decision, to take an extraordinary action optimistically. And the means of that, we will end up in staying where we are, to get stuck in where we are. And also, not only that, we end up in doing with our only 40% of our potential, but not with our fullest potential. And we end up in saying, I'm busy, I don't have time, I'm so stressed, I'm so burnt out, I'm so tired, I'm so frustrated, I am so stressed, I've developed so much of anxiousness, anxiety towards my future. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm spending my time, I don't have the time at all, right? Many of you can resonate to it, right? Because if we don't feel energized, we always feel lethargic, we always feel burnt out. Why? The means of living within that comfortable safety zone with a scared mindset. It will not let us to live the life of what we can. Rather, it will make us to survive with that kind of conditioned life by just drifting around that itself. So, that is why after entering into that online entrepreneurship by 2 years before, by February 2021, the moment I came to know all this, I went deep inside to get to know the depth of it. And followed by that, since March 2021, I started implementing this in my daily routine. And to say, just really to say that, is it easy? It is not easy. Definitely, it is not easy. But it is simple. Everyone knows about it. But nobody does that. You know why? Because it is not easy. See, if it is easy, anyone can do. But it is not easy, even though it is simple, but it is not easy. But I said to myself that I live that kind of life, conditioned life, drifting around, getting stuck in where I was for 2 decades, more than 2 decades. If I would like to bring a change in my life, in my family life, for my generations, without being selfish, I need to step out of my comfort zone and do the things what is necessary to do, even though it is not easy. That is what I really said to myself, to determine myself to do this and implement this consistently since March 2021. So almost years. I'm implementing this it daily, consistently every single day, weekdays and also on the weekends as well. And the means of that, it has changed my life. It has changed my productivity. So it has every single day I'm having the same sort of energy irrespective of whatever happens in my life. Why? I started to repel the negative energy. I started to repel the negative thinking at all. Yes, at times, yes, I doubt myself. Yes, at times I will be developing that kind of negative thoughts, but I won't go deep into it. Got what I mean? Even though I develop the negative thought, very soon, how fast the recovery. Before a all, when I develop the negative thoughts, many of you can able to resonate to it. When you have that kind of negative thoughts in your mind, oh my God, what's going to happen in future? What's going to happen if I don't do this properly? What if I fail? What if someone don't validate it? What if I don't apply it properly? We develop those kind of negative thoughts. We attach our emotions to it, and the means of that, we end up in digging ourselves without implementing it. Because we will be having a fear of failure, and it will make us not to do an action, right? It will immobilize us. Many of you can resonate to it, isn't it? Whereas, how long we are going to hold on to that level itself. So that is where I made sure myself that I need to change myself without being selfish or holding myself back. I need to use this simple hack. Even though knowing that it is not going to change me overnight, even though knowing that it is going to take, it is a process. It might take day after the day. Gradually, I implemented that every single day. And by means of that, I started visualizing, I started seeing this in my daily life. Before and all, when I have the negative thoughts with a fearful, scared mindset, I go so much deep and I will remain there for a long time and I'll procrastinate, delay in taking any action at all. Even though I take an action, I will just see, I will just try only. Whereas nowadays, because of implementing this one simple hack every single day consistently, wherever I am, even though I am traveling with my family, wherever I am, even though applying that, even though that, every single day I'm applying it. But nowadays, whenever I develop negative thoughts, I will recover back very soon without getting emotionally attached to the negative thoughts. Yes, I do have a negative thought. Nobody can avoid negative thoughts because our brain is basically, our conscious brain is basically designed for it, to keep us to survive. We can't change that. Rather, we can tune it with that one simple hack. So I do develop that kind of negative thoughts. I do have some fear, but immediately I recover it. The time to recover, the time of recovery will be becoming faster and faster and faster, day after the day, month after the month. And now, even though, say, for example, just how many days? 3 days before recording this episode, 3 days before when we were traveling back from our travel, 15 years later, I met with an accident. Leave aside whose fault it is. That is not the story which I'm going to tell you here. So whoever's the fault is, 15 years after I met with an accident. Yes, I immediately fell into the negative thought, but I recouped myself immediately. I recovered myself immediately. Within a fraction of, seconds, or within a fraction of a minute, I could say, I recovered immediately without willing myself, without going depth into that emotional aspect of the negative thought. I felt at first bad and just get caught, but without even going deep into the negative thought, I recovered soon. But 2 years back, if any worse situation, in case of any worse moment, I wasn't that kind of person at all. I gradually transformed myself by means of applying this one single practice. Alright? So that is why I thought of sharing it with you. By means of that, you will also get to know my experience, my own feeling about it, and how I implemented that in my daily life, how I transformed my life, and how I became more productive. So by means of that, you can apply that in your practice. Eventually, it will also bring the same. But at the same time, just now before I said, it is not easy, but it is simple. It is not going to produce an overnight result, but it is going to give you the result gradually because it is a process. And also, one must take the complete ownership and responsibility to apply that in every single day consistently to get that kind of result. Whether it is a weekday, whether it is a weekend, irrespective of that, you must be consistent and you must be committed. Of course you are, right? I know about it. So, because you are obsessed towards succeeding in your life. Not you, of course. Or definitely you are. If you are listening to this podcast, yes, of course, definitely you're obsessed towards succeeding in your life. In that case, apply this practice. Apply this hack on a daily life and be consistent and get committed towards your own success. Not to hold yourself back. Just apply this and gradually you feel yourself and you also develop more benefits out of it. I'm going to share those benefits at the end of it. But more I'm focusing on telling you this practice, this hack is going to entirely make you to repel the negative thoughts. Because if you have a negative thought, it is not going to make you to succeed in your life, right? And also not only that, this hack will make you to avoid any negative information from the external world. Because we are living in a modern world with full of information. Do you disagree with that? No, right? We receive so much of information through the media, through the television, through the phone, through the smartphone, or through the internet, by means of any source. We receive the kind of a negative information through our 5 physical senses. And those negative information, because we are living in a world called as information diarrhea, right? So many number of informations. they receive. And most of the information, around 80 to 90% of the information is on negative information. The moment we take it inside, it will be processed and it goes deep into our subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind doesn't know about whether it is positive or negative, but it stores an information, and means of storing that negative information, it will not let us to take that kind of extraordinary decision and extraordinary action to succeed in our life, and it will make us to try but not to do with our fullest potential. Whereas by means of this simple practice, I'm not saying easy practice, by means of this simple practice, it will make us to avoid those negative information from the external world. That's one of the benefits which I'm going to elaborate at the end of this session, so stay tuned. So this is my story, because before bringing it to you, I should do it. I should implement it in practice, because I should not be just conveying information, but when I implement it in practice, then I get a certainty to convey it to bring it to you, to share it with you about my experience too. And also, I feel that I'm more privileged. I feel that I'm more eligible to bring it and share with you the information. So, what is that one simple hack? So, without keeping it suspense so for a long time, what do you do with your mobile phone normally? Everyone will be having a mobile phone, right? Of course. Every single day, what you do, either in the overnight or some other time, you will charge your mobile, right? Why we are charging? Because when we keep on using the mobile phone, it will get discharged. When it gets discharged, it's not going to function properly. Isn't it? Similarly, we must charge ourselves. We must tune ourselves every single day. So, what is that one simple hack? How to charge ourselves? How to tune yourself is nothing but every single day, the moment you get up in the morning, what you're doing. As I said before, 2 years before, on the weekdays, I get up within 20 minutes time, I'll just get up, get ready, shower, breakfast, and I'll just start to work. Or in the weekends, I just get up by around 11 or 12, straight towards lunch. That's it. Whereas I don't charge myself. And if we don't charge ourselves, if we don't focus on ourselves, how far we can give the best to our loved ones? Because our life is like a cup. The more and more you give, more and more you say that I'm here to give it to my family, blah, blah, blah. But if your cup is not filled and more you give, and if you don't take time to fill in your cup, it will be drained. And are we here to give an empty cup to our family? No, right? To give the best to our family, we must make sure that we must focus and implement on this into ourselves. The needs of that we fill in our cup, and the needs of we filling in, we give the best to the community, best to our family, best to our loved ones, and best to our kids, right? That is why this simple process is going to help you. So every single day morning, the moment you get up in the morning, what we all do in the modern world, we check the email, we check the phone, we check the SMS, we check WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, right? That is not going to take us anywhere. That is going to make us to survive. Rather, without checking your mobile phone, maybe you can use your mobile phone for the alarm clock. That's fine. And I also mentioned that when you're using the alarm clock, do not even snooze it, because you promised yourself that you're going to get up on that specific time the day before night. So don't break up that promise. If the alarm clock goes off, maybe by say like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7:30 or 3:30 like me in the AM, just get up immediately. The moment you break up the promise, that, maybe 1 minute, I'll snooze for 5 minutes, eventually, when you are not listening to yourself, it is going to affect your confidence. But that is not the topic. Today's topic is. So coming back to the topic, because at time I go out and get back here. So I need to make sure that I need to just align with this topic itself, not to go outside. So with regards to that, I just shared this information in my previous episode itself. So you can watch back in my second episode. I just shared with you all these pieces of information, right? Not to snooze, keep up your promise. When you keep up your promise, that is going to enhance your self-confidence, self-esteem. So keep up your promise by getting up exactly on the same time in the morning what you have promised for yourself the day before night. That is going to boost up your confidence, as I said before. So getting back to the topic, what we are after, what we are actually, that is why I should not go out of the topic. Otherwise, it's not easy to get back to here. And life is not easy. but we'll make it simple. So I was telling about the process. What is the hack? The moment you get up in the morning, without inviting the external world into your internal world, without inviting the external stuff into your inside world, first of all, charge yourself. Charge, it doesn't mean that going and connecting yourself to the USB cable. No, I'm just kidding. Rather, take time for yourself. Invest your own time for yourself. How? Even I shared with you in my previous episode about wealth. I shared with you that wealth is not just the money. Wealth includes 5 main areas: spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, and financial. Without, if a person is focusing only on the financial aspect, which I did 2 years before for nearly 2 decades, I was focusing only on the financial aspect. I was running and chasing and running and chasing all the time. And if you are becoming financially rich, but if you are not focusing on the spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional aspect, still we are poor. We might be financially rich temporarily, but that is not going to make us to stay wealthy. That is why many of the people are financially rich, but poor in relationship, poor in mental well-being, and also time poor and health poor. And whatever the money they earned by means of financial aspect, they spend their money for their health, for their mental well-being. What's the point then? That is not the point of making money, right? So that is why every single day that you get up in the morning, you must make sure that to invest your own time for yourself, at least to the minimum of 20 to 30 minutes. At least to the minimum of, yes, I know what you're saying. Even I used to say that I can listen to your mind voice. I used to say that 2 years before. I used to say that. Who will get the time? I don't have time to do it. My work starts by 7 o'clock. My work starts by 5 o'clock. Who will get the 10 of time? I don't have time for it. It's bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I understand that. But if we don't spend time for ourselves, to charge ourselves, to tune ourselves, and to align ourselves, and if we don't care about ourselves, who else will? And if we completely going to drain ourselves, as I said, filling in the cup, and are we here to give the empty cup to our loved ones or to our family or to our kids? No, right? So that is why we must take care of ourselves by means of investing our own time every single morning, irrespective of any excuses, by committing to ourselves to make sure that you fill in the cup, and followed by that, you will become more and more and more productive to give the best of you to the community, to the family, to your kids, right? Implement that in every single morning. 20 to 30 minutes. If your work starts by 8 o'clock, and if you are a person to get up by 7, get up by 6:30 and implement that 20 to 30 minutes before. Or if your work starts by 7 o'clock, get up a little bit earlier, 20 to 30 minutes earlier, and schedule your time, schedule your life accordingly to go to the bed early, because you will be surprised with the result of implementing this. Even I get to know this one single quote, which I was told by my business mentor. Most of us overestimate the results that we get in a short term, but at the same time, underestimate the result of what we can get in a long term. Did you get what I mean? You got it right. Most of us overestimate the result what we get in a short term and underestimate the result what we can get when we apply that in a long term. And followed by that, it's not going to work out for me. It is not working out. I applied that for a month. It's not working out for me. Many of you can resonate to it, right? Even so many of the people say that then go to the gym for 1 or 2 or 3 days or 1 month or something like that, even not even a month, because I used to hit the gym every single day. I can see many people come for maybe a week and then they don't turn up at all, because if they don't see the result, they will get, okay, it's not going to work out, because they overestimate the result within the short-term results, but they don't underestimate, they don't see the result, what they can get if they come for 6 months to 1 year time, and if they do it consistently, they underestimate that. So they don't do it. Whereas you are not that kind of person if you're listening to this podcast until now, right? So implement this. So get up in the morning, 20 to 30 minutes before, and apply that. Even if you're starting by 5 o'clock work, go to the bed early the last night and get up a little bit 20 to 30 minutes before and focus on these 4 areas. Spiritual, nothing but meditation. Mental, It means that develop the attitude of gratitude. Irrespective of whether I'm not talking about the context behind whether you're a good person or a bad person. No, that is not the context here. That is not the meaning behind here. Rather, either you can think about what you're grateful for, 5 things that you're grateful for. So every single day morning, if you look into me, like every single day morning, I will write a minimum of 10 things which I'm grateful for, which happened in the near past, or which is going to happen in the near future, or which is happening in the present. Every single day morning for the past 2 years, I'm applying that, the attitude of gratitude. Don't ever underestimate the attitude of gratitude, because that is going to develop, besides all this, it is going to develop a positive energy, positive thinking, positive emotions, positive feelings inside you that is going to make you more and more energized as well. So develop that kind of attitude of gratitude by means of you just start to think about what you are grateful for. At least 5 things you're grateful for, and feel it emotionally, and why you're grateful for that. And also the spiritually, as I said before, yes, when you say, I'm not kind of that, when I say that, definitely most of you say that, no, I'm not that kind of person, I can't meditate and all. No, that's not good, it's good for me. Nice. If you asked me this before, yes, I was that kind of person. But did my life was improving? No, right? That is why I started implementing a change. At first, like you, if you are not a meditation practitioner, even I can't close my eyes for 30 seconds at first. In the end, towards the early stage of early March 2021, I was so much struggle to close my eyes even for 30 seconds. Yes, of course, everyone sleep, everyone close the eyes. No, without sleeping, to just keep the eyes closed for 30 seconds, I used to struggle. I just, what is that? What's happening around me? Like that kind of person. But now, I'm doing 20 minutes, even sometimes more than that, of meditation. Why? Because of the consistency and the commitment of practicing it every single day, and by challenging myself, I improved myself. And more by doing that, I'm aligned it, and I can see that how fast I'm recovering whenever the negative thoughts pops up inside me. I'm directing myself by being grateful for, and I'm directing myself towards more positivity. And by means of that, every single day, I'm having the same sort of energy. Before that, I wasn't that kind of person. I will be always ups and downs. And whenever there is a down, go down all the way and then up. Excited, so much excited, and then go down all the way, and it's like a pendulum, my life is always like a pendulum. Either I'll be so happy, or I'll be so down, so sad, so depressed. Not in the middle. I will not be aligning myself in the middle. And most of the time, I'll be always towards the sadness extent. Many of you can understand it again, right? So that is why we must do the meditation. When I say meditation, don't go for so much fancy stuff at the first, which I haven't done that. I started trying it, but it hasn't worked out for me. What I did is, I just simply closed my eyes and making sure I'm keeping my eyes closed for at least 30 seconds and then 1 minute. And gradually implemented kind of music, guided meditation, which is of course everywhere, even if you can Spotify and Apple or in YouTube, anywhere there is a guided meditation practices there, or music is there. You can just catch your iPhones or headphone or in a speaker, anything like that, every single day. Guys, if you asked me 2 years before, I have never done that, but I started implementing it. I can see the changes within me, right? So don't do just a meditation as a strict meditation, because you can't fight against your conscious mind, but you can tune it. Because if you fight against, more the resistance you give, more it persists, right? So don't resist against your conscious mind. Rather, gradually tame it by means of closing your eyes for 30 seconds. And challenge yourself after 2 days, 1 minute. Challenge yourself every single day and see the results. Don't underestimate what you can do for a long run, right? So, and then go for 1 minute, 5 minutes. Gradually proceed with that. So, spiritual aspect. Mental aspect, just now as I said before, to improve the mental well-being, focus on attitude of gratitude. Find things that you're grateful for. Not just saying thank you. Feel it. Connect with that emotionally, and why you are so grateful for that. Whatever happened in the recent past, or whatever happening now, or whatever will happen in the future, you be thankful for that. Thank you that I'm going to earn $10,000 in this month, because I'm going to apply that. I'm going to spend that to donate, and also I'm going to spend that for repairing my car or something like that. Anything attached to that emotional feeling, give a cause behind. And followed by that, you will feel more positive energy towards it. And also, read a non-fictional book. Again, if you ask me, I wasn't a reader at all. Even I shared with my friends yesterday who came to my house yesterday. When I was studying back, like in my physiotherapy, I wasn't studying the book. Well, most of my friends help me to they verbalize it. I listen and I'll go and write in my exam. That's what my professional studies are. But of course, in my postgraduate, in my research, of course, I just study. That's a different story. But then afterwards, I didn't never touch any book. Never touch any book. But now, if you ask me, you can see me like most of the books I'm reading. I started reading just by implementing it 1 page every single day. 1 page every single day. And nowadays, I'm reading more than 10 pages because I tamed myself. Don't push yourself to read 5 pages in your first itself. No, it's not going to work out. And when I say about the books, non-fictional books, self-help books, personal development books. Correct? Yeah, you got it right. So, not a thriller or action-oriented books. Non-fictional self-help books are the books which are going to really help you. Start with 1 page a day and then challenge yourself, gradually proceed towards it. Whether you understand it or not, that's what I did. Because I couldn't able to follow below the 3rd line. I was such a person, I don't know how many people can resonate to it. Once you start reading the book will read me. You know what? I sleep. So I'm that kind of person. But now I'm reading it because I'm determined to bring a change in my life, to fill my cup, to become the best and to give the best to the people around me, for my family, for my kids. Because without me being the best, without me showing my best, I can't tell my kids to do their best. Because we are the role model for our kids, right? As a parent. Isn't it? Yes, of course. So in that way, I've taken the responsibility of reading 1 page and now I'm reading minimum of 10 pages a day. And I schedule it accordingly as well. So every single day morning, that's one of my non-negotiable morning routine as well. So that is the mental energy. And next thing is physical well-being. At least 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Focus on doing some sort of minimal stretching exercises every single day morning. When you ask me, I'm not a morning person at all. Completely. I used to wake up until around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock sometimes. But when you ask me every single day morning, I'm not a morning person at all. I completely shifted my schedule. I completely shifted my daily life. Some people say that, oh, you are not working, you are not going for a job. That is why you can do that. Because you are just doing an online entrepreneur. So you're having that kind of time freedom, blah, blah, blah. I started this side hustle of online entrepreneurship, being an affiliate marketer and high-ticket marketing 2 years before as a side hustle. At that time, I was working in a full-time job. But it all comes from the priority. I prioritized myself to become the best version of me, to give the best to my family. And for that, I committed to myself. I'm so obsessed towards that kind of success. When you are such kind of person, of course you are such kind of person, right? Yes, right? So in that case, commit to yourself. Be obsessed towards your success. What you're going to become, who you are going to become in 2 years' time, in 5 years' time. Picturize yourself about it. See what happens? That is what the missing component is. I didn't charge the stuff. This is the normal routine life, guys. So what I'm saying was, yes. I forgot totally. Me being a podcaster, forgetting what I'm saying here. Yes, it's not coming to me. It's not a joke, right? It's just I just lost the track. I did it. So every single day morning, I'm not a morning person at all, but I was a night person. People call me and I'm like a night owl. So I'm that kind of person, but I completely shifted. Why? Completely transformed my life. Why? Because I prioritize myself, I prioritize my family, I prioritize my success. And now I'm becoming, still I'm learning, I'm becoming the best of me, becoming the best and unique version of me. Because I'm so determined. I've made myself that priority. Of course, you are also the same sort of person, right? When you're listening to this. So in that case, prioritize that. And then every single day morning, at least 10 minutes. Within that 30 minutes time frame, at least for 10 minutes, do some sort of stretching or some sort of yoga or some sort of balance exercise or aerobic exercise, anything which you are, not comfortable with, which you are familiar with. or learn from it. There are so many number of exercises which are there freely even or paid or whatever it is. Go for that. Commit yourself. And because when you go for the paid app or a paid structure, you will become accountable to another person. That will motivate you. That will drive you as well because of the accountability partner, right? So, because when you ask me, I wasn't a morning person at all, as I said before, but I started doing a Surya Namaskaram every single day. And not only that, nowadays, by getting up at 3:30, between 3:30 to 4, 5, I will do push-ups, pike hikes, and plank runs, and also abdominal exercises, stretching, balance exercise, and Surya Namaskar. So that is my every single day morning exercise between 3:30 to 4:10, exactly to say. I time it. So likewise, you get that accountability partner and implement that at least 10 minutes. Of course, my morning routine, my non-negotiable morning routine is for 2 hours. Leave it aside. Just do that for at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. Along with that 30 minutes, focus on at least a minimum of 10 minutes of physical routine, physical exercises. Because the wealth includes spiritual, mental, physical energy as well, right? And then the next thing is emotional. Emotional means spend time with your family or with yourself first. And spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones in the morning, dedicatively. So by means of doing this kind of morning routine every single day, day after the day, week after the week, month after the month, year after the year, you will transform like me. Don't compare with me or don't compare. I'm not comparing the successes at all. I'm just seeing how they have developed, how they have transitioned, how they have transformed, how they have progressed. They started from day one, right? Likewise, start the day one today. Today is already gone. If you are in the other side of the world, you will be getting the morning very soon. But when you are living in Australia, down south, downside of Australia, of course, the morning means next tomorrow. So start implementing it right now. From tomorrow morning itself. Don't say that, okay, this week is all right. Maybe I'll start from Sunday. Maybe I'll start next week. Maybe I'll start next month. The more and more you procrastinate, more and more you delay. Because if not now, then never. Because the time is now. Commit to yourself. Prioritize yourself. The more and more you prioritize yourself, the more and more the self-care you do for yourself. Of course, it is not easy, but knowing it is simple, it is the one which is going to really take you to the next level, to raise your standard of life, to grow, progress, and succeed in your life, right? So, have a strict, non-negotiable morning routine. Commit to yourself. Be consistent in what you're doing. Get an accountability partner as well. And means of implementing this set non-negotiable morning routine. If you ask me, I have a complete set of non-negotiable morning routine for myself, and I keep on challenging me. I started with, say, for example, 50 push-ups. Now I'm extending to 71 push-ups. So my target is 100 push-ups in the morning itself. Besides going to the gym at the rest of the day, that's different exercise, but morning exercise like that. So commit to yourself, challenge yourself, be consistent in where you are. Do not push too much, but little by little, because one brick a day makes a building, right? Similarly, little by little, one step you make so that you can cover 1,000 steps, right? So little by little, do it and be consistent, be committed, be relentless and obsessed towards your success. Commit to your success, towards your success, and get an accountability partner. By means of that, you will certainly achieve and live the life to the fullest. Don't underestimate what you can do in a long run. 2 years after, 5 years after, 10 years after, you will certainly not be the person of who you are now. Rather, you will become the best of who you can. So, be committed and be consistent. Definitely, you will be on the other side of the world. You will be on the other side of your life. And by means of that, you will tend to live the life to the fullest. So that is what I'm about to say. The benefits. So not only this, there are so many other benefits as well by means of doing this kind of morning routine, because it is going to enhance. I've written it because I should not miss it, but I couldn't able to read my own handwriting because I scribbled. Say how funny I am. So it is going to enhance your spiritual, mental, physical, emotional well-being. So by means of enhancing that emotional well-being, physical, spiritual, emotional well-being, going to align yourself to become more productive, and by means of that, you will become more towards financial aspect as well. You're going to bring in more financial energy as well because you're more productive. You will not say, I'm busy. because you will be doing the things what you intend to do, your 100% of your potential, and thereby you will become more and more wealthy because you're doing the things with your fullest potential, right? That is why you wake up and say you are productive, you are energetic, not lethargic like before, and the means of that you become more and more productive. And not only that, you will be having that kind of energy. That energy is going to bring up more and more self-esteem, more and more self-confidence. And the means of that, you won't deny, you won't put yourself back, you won't hold yourself back. You will always take that kind of extraordinary decision to take an extraordinary action to succeed in your life and to live an extraordinary life. So today is the day. Start implementing that in your practice, because I shared my experience too. Start implementing that in your practice. If you want further more details about this kind of morning routine, ask me. I will guide you to some extent. You can contact me into my Facebook, on Instagram, or even in my TikTok. And followed by that, we all can succeed together. Live the life to the fullest. Let's all succeed together. Cheers, bye. See you in the next episode. If you haven't subscribed for this episode, this is a time for you to subscribe for this episode. By means of that, you will be notified for any new upcoming episodes where I'm actually planning towards bringing the invitees, guest as well. And by means of that, we are here to share you the best values, the insights towards raising your standard of life, not only spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional, but also towards a financial well-being as well, to live the life of abundance and freedom. So stay tuned and subscribe and share it with your friends and family if you like this episode or the previous episode. And by means of that, everyone can live the life of prosperous life. Let's all succeed together. Cheers. Bye.